In this part, we are going to talk about the list comprehensions. The list comprehensions offer a shorter syntax when you create a new list based on the values of the existing list. And this is the traditional way. For example, if we have the list 1 is just like this, and then we want to create another list, and the condition is if we want to extract those value is greater than 10, so you should get the 17 or 47, these two items into the list 2. So we will say if x is greater than 10, then we will append the values. So we will get the list 2 17 and 47, but there is a more shorter syntax. So for example, we create this list again, and we just use the x for x in list 1. So it will loop through the list, and the condition to return the item is if x is greater than 10. So this will put the condition at the end. So it will also output the same list. And there is a shorter way if you just want to create a list from 0 to 9. Then we will use the range function that will start with 0 and not include 10 and before 10. And then we create another list if this list we want to do some calculations. We want each item multiplied by 2, and we can use x star 2 for x in range 0 to 9. Now you can see each of the values is multiplied by 2. And the other is if we want to multiply two lists. For example, the traditional way is if there are two lists, one is 136 and the other is 10, 100 and 1000. We want to multiply each of the item. For example, we want to get the 10, 300 and 6000. So because we assume the two lists is the same, so we will check the length of one of the lists. We use the list 1 to check the list length, and then because it will start from 0, so it will use the list 1 first item multiplied list 2 first item, and then it will append the result. So it will get 10, and then it will then another is when I is equal to 1, then this will multiply together to get 300, and then when I is equal to 2, it will multiply 6, and 1000 will get 6000, and it will just go to I is equal to 2 because it will not include the 3. So now you will get the result is 10, 300 and 6000. But there is a more shorter way is this may be more complicated. So I will also suggest if you this is more readable, so you do not need to pursue this way to do the same, because this will not be readable by other programmer. And this is just to let you know the result or the how to write in this comprehension. So for example, we have to use the zip. So if you remember that we already know how to use the zip, so if we zip this to this, it will create a tuple. It will become 110, 3, 100 and 6, 1000, and just like this one. So we will need to use the tuple unpacking, and then we will multiply each of them together. So this will 1 times 10 3 times 100 and 6 times 1000. So after we finish this line, we will get the result also have the 10, 300 and 6000. And the last part is we want to use the if else. If you compare with just using if, we will put the if at the end of this line. But if you use the if else, you will see the whole line will put before at the front of the line. So when you compare this again, we use the if, we put the if at the end of the line. But for this one, instead of x for x, we put the condition after the x, after the first x. So if x is greater than 10, then we will return x. So if x is greater than 10, it will return the values. For example, the first one is 17, it will return 17. Otherwise, it will return the values small. So now this will become 17, and this will become small, and this will become 47 because this is greater than 10, and so on. So now you will see for those value is less than 10, it will display the text small, and the other will display its own values. And we can actually let both of them return the text. So this will, if x is greater than 10, this will return the value greater than 10. Otherwise, this will return the values smaller than 10. So now if we execute this, now you can see the first one is 17 greater than 10 and 7 smaller than 10, and so on. So now each of these makes sense. For those values greater than 10, it will display greater than 10. So this is how to use the list comprehension.